please, in all driving situations, whether you're in a school zone or not, put down that phone, drive now, text later. Do not be that person who's going to go around a school bus. Do not be that person. APD works closely with our AISD partners, and we want our schools to always be safe for our children. To the parents in our community, take time to talk to your children about personal safety. Make sure they know and they can identify a trusted adult to speak to when they feel unsafe, but it's also important to remind them about being cautious and interacting with strangers. Parents and students, be aware of what personal information you're sharing online. We know it's that time of year when we're sending a lot of things online, so make sure that you're aware of just giving that personal information out. So in closing, our APD officers are not just here to enforce the law. We only spend 10% of our time enforcing law as police officers with the Austin Police Department. That majority of time is working with the community, and it's doing those things. So remember that. We are here to help. So together, let's make this school year a safe, successful, and memorable one. So right now, I'd like to introduce Chris Havazizadeh. Is that right? Austin ISD Transportation.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Havazizadeh, Executive Director of Transportation with the district. Folks, tomorrow we're rolling. We're going to open our schools. Those school buses, about 300 of them, will be on the road starting 5 a.m. And, first of all, I do want to thank the City of Austin for our continued partnership, especially the Safe Route to School program and their leadership, all of our crossing guards to keep our, students safe. But folks, this takes all of us. It only does not take Austin ISD or the City of Austin. It takes everyone as a village to make sure this happens. We are very thankful for the additional safety features for the Lamar Middle Schools, but the City of Austin, as I mentioned, great partner. They do it throughout the city with us, and they work with us on a continuous basis to make it happen. So one thing I do want to say, please, it was already mentioned, but the two main topics: put your cell phones away while you're driving. It's against the law, but one moment of distraction can cause life of a student. Plus, as it was stated by Chief Cox, all of our school buses are equipped with stop arm cameras. You pass those buses, first of all, you are jeopardizing possibly life of a student, plus you will be issued a citation. With that said, let's have a great first day. Let's roll, and thank you all for coming today.
Well, the message is pretty clear. It's an exciting time. It's a great time of year when school starts. We got a lot of excited kids in this community, a lot of kids that are probably a little anxious, but the truth of the matter is we shouldn't make them any more anxious as adults. Austin, I've been telling people now for a while, and we're going to have some stuff later this week. Austin ought to be the best place in America to be a kid. And the way to be the best place in America to be a kid is by us as adults focusing on making those lives enjoyable, but also making sure that we're not doing any damage. So as we start this school year, let's celebrate it. Let's celebrate the work that we're doing as a school district and as a city, but let's keep our kids safe, and let's have a great school year. So with that, we'll answer, I think we're going to have a gaggle. Is that how we're going to do that? We'll let everybody kind of do one-on-ones and that kind of thing for questions. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for getting the message out.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we're all going to ask the same question.
Where do you want me? Here? At the microphone? Sure. You want to talk? You look hot, man. We should talk short. As hot as you look, we're going to talk short. I don't know why. By the way, I don't think this was intentional. I didn't give any direction that we ought to have you all standing in the sun and the rest of us in the shade. But sometimes things work out, right? Sometimes, yeah. All right. Anybody got questions? Yeah. I am.
plan?
Well, yeah, I've had a lot of communication with AISD, including the superintendent, and I would kind of refocus the question, if that's okay. I think that it is undeniable that AISD is making the kind of improvement that we should all want and that the state of Texas wants. I mean, when you have a situation where it's the highest rating, to have this B rating puts AISD at the highest rating it's been since, I guess, 2022. And when you look at the fact that we had what, about 42% increase in the number of A and B rated campuses at the same time we had a decrease in D and F by around 35%. And then when we look at Title I schools, there was a doubling of the A and B rated schools, and again around 35, I think it was 36% decrease in D and F rated schools. So it's undeniable that what the superintendent is doing with his very systems approach, he's got an approach that is no half measures, and it is an approach that is focusing on systems, and I won't go into all the details of that. We can see the improvement. Keeping in mind that he became the permanent superintendent in January of 2024, and those numbers I was just talking about was since 2024. So we're seeing significant improvement. Now, we have two schools that put us in by statute in a situation where you can look at the state wanting to take over, puts the state in a position that it can do that. And whether it wants to or not is a different story. And we have to address those two schools. There is going to need to be something done about those two schools. Those children need to be in schools, and I can see very easily those children to schools that have A and B ratings, and address it that way. So I'm feeling very positive about both what the superintendent's systems-oriented management plan and no half measures is achieving. I feel pretty strongly about how the district has allowed him, the school board, has allowed him to achieve those goals as well.
Thank you. And just as a quick follow-up, are some of those conversations happening with state officials such as the governor?
Well, I'm sure they will be. Up to now, there has not been, but I'm sure there will be because, look, a couple of things. One is I know I served on the Education Committee in the Senate, and served even on the conference committee for HB3 back in 2019. So I've been very involved in that, and the reason I bring that up at all is to say I know Commissioner Morath. And of course, I know the governor and lieutenant governor and speaker and their staff that work on education issues. A couple of things about that. One is I have confidence that the commissioner recognizes the value of a superintendent that is achieving the goals. Not all of the goals have been achieved. I want to focus, again, I'll come back to those two schools that create the statutory framework for there to be action taken, and something has to happen with those schools. But that being said, I have confidence that the commissioner recognizes that. I also have confidence that those in control of the Capitol and that are in leadership at the Capitol recognize that the message we're able to send, for example, with our economic development in this community, the things that we're doing on, Austin is an economic development hub in the state. And a key part of that is being able to talk about what's going on in our public school system. And when you have the kind of positive results we've had since 2024 that I've just talked about, that sends the kind of economic development message that the superintendent, with the support of his board, is getting it done. Not to mention the fact that it's also got the support of the community. If you look at what happened, for example, with Paredes, he announced he was going to, no half measures. He was going to close Paredes, and within 3 weeks, it was closed. that showed support not only of his board, but it also showed support of the community. And if you look back at the tax rate election that passed by over 70%, that shows that the community is also supportive of what's happening. And I think the folks at the Capitol, I mean, there's as you know, obviously, these numbers are out. There's an appeal process, and then there's some time before ultimate decisions have to be made. But I'm sure there's going to be discussions about how successful things appear to be moving. But again, I'll come back and say, and I've said it now, I guess 3 times, the 2 schools that have had the 5 years in a row of Fs, something's going to need to happen there.
Do you feel like, I mean, we're talking about school safety here today.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this new hub system is the safest way to get these students or some of the students to school?
Well, I do. Otherwise, it wouldn't. I really have a lot of confidence in AISD helping with that, and I also have a lot of confidence in our Transportation and Public Works Department in the safe routes to schools. And so, we're leaning into what we need to do to make sure that the kids are safe.
And you feel like a big part of that was eliminating middle schools from the scenario?
Well, I rely upon them to tell me what we need to do to achieve the safety, and that's the reports that they're giving. Other questions? You got everything you need? No. Okay, good. Yeah. Don't make me regret asking that question. Everybody, have a great day. Let's have a great school year. Thank you all very much.
Well, I think there might just
I
be
know what you're gonna ask again, probably. I know what you're gonna ask. Okay. I was about to leave, man. Just kidding.
Chris, I guess one of the first questions I have is, where do we stand now? I mean, what's the furthest distance a high school student will have to go to get to one of these hubs now?
Sure. The maximum we have set, actually starting 2 weeks ago, is 3 miles. But majority of the high school students, and again, let me re-emphasize that because I think there is still a confusion in public. We still have middle schools part of it. We do not. Middle schools are back to the neighborhood stops like we had before. This is only high schools. Majority are actually 1.5 on the average. Majority of the high schools. We keep adding actually as latest as yesterday. Myself, on a Sunday, I went out there. We added a couple more to the areas that is most needed. My schedulers worked yesterday to make sure we have the most updated version based on all the comments we have received from the public, from the parents, to accommodate, we can. We continue to do that. We welcome ideas, updates, comments, and we go from there.
So how many students do you think are having to go 3 miles to get to a hub?
Not very many, not very many. There is only a certain, I would say very limited. I don't have the exact number, but there is some areas in Austin, you all know that, past Oak Hill, 290, like 360, west of 360 area, northwest Austin, or those areas. It's very challenging to have one stop, one hub that can accommodate few. So we keep adding to those areas that we think it is the most feasible and best way for our students to get to and from. Yes. Well, I can't guarantee you every single one, every morning, every afternoon, every single hub stop will have one. But our district police, we met last Wednesday or Thursday in our district. We have our hub list where all of our hubs are. It is on our website as well. If you all on our transportation website, we have a link. You all can take a look where exactly each hub is. This morning, at each hub stop. We also putting 2 signs. They look like a yard sign. It's pretty cool. I have a picture of it. If you all want to share. The team is out there right now to put hub signs at those places to make it easier for families, the students, and our drivers when they go to them, especially first couple days. After that, they get used to it. We also have a list of employees of the district to assist, especially in the areas that we think could be mostly needed. So we are assigning those today so they can roll tomorrow. Of course, I cannot ask our district police to be at all stops with their officers. They also help as much as possible.
I know I spoke with a middle school parent who told me that they still don't know where exactly their kids are going to get picked up from school. Are those already set in stone?
Of course. Our bus stop finder on transportation website is available. All the families got to do, not only middle schools, for any family that is eligible for transportation, go on our website. It's called Bus Stop Finder Tool. You click on there, you put your address, the school you're attending to. It will give you bus information. If you click on that, it will also show you, here is your house, here is your stop, and how to travel there.
Chris, with all the changes that you've made, what do you think the final savings will be to the district going to the hubs?
Well, the first savings, the estimated savings that we came up with, and this is started way back. It's not that we came up with these numbers like a month ago or something like that. The first total savings for our middle school, high school as a combination was about 5.2 million a year. With this philosophy that we rolled back our middle school back to neighborhoods, the savings decreased to an estimated 2.3. But folks, that is more reason that is not only about, okay, let's save here, let's save here. After we received many comments from the public and also considering the input and the age group of our middle schools versus high schools, we decided to reverse that. Please keep in mind, this last year, I'm sure you all are aware, last year we started this whole thing with magnet schools, right? Keeling, LaSalle, Lively, and also Ann Richards is not in magnet schools. Those 4 schools, we started this. Did we have challenges at the beginning? 100%. We're going to have challenges first 2 weeks to make sure it rolls as smooth as possible. But my team, they have been working 7 days a week, straight up. And we are ready to roll, and we will make it happen. I'm just hoping, the safety of your stuff we shared here by all. The cell phone, don't pass our school buses. Please, share that as much as possible.
Well, I guess final thing, how important is this new Lamar crossing?
Very important.
And tell us why.
Well, the one over here on my right is the one that we always have flooding issues for our kids, because we have a lot of students walk from the neighborhoods behind you to, I guess that would be west of the school, to Lamar. When we had huge storms, a lot of rain, there was flooding. So they made that crosswalk, so they raised it to make sure we don't have the drainage or the flooding issue. And of course, they're working on Burnett Road. That's part of the whole bond package of the City of Austin transportation, all the way, Burnett go to all the way to Mopac. So I'm hopeful to get that done. So as we have stated, from the district, the City of Austin, Safe Route to Schools, and other things that we do, with their transportation department, great partners. And we will continue to work not only for Lamar, for many of our other schools as well. Appreciate y'all. All right, let's go.
Hi, Mr. Chris. I'm Jay Yonner. I'm a photographer at the States Newspaper.
It's starting to get
We
real hot.
have a bloody mess here, man.
I have mine clipped to a wire.
Dude,
Oh, huh?
you might be here all day getting this untangled.
Let's see. Okay, there we go. Simple as that. And
I heard the wind noise from that.
from this?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hear some wind noise?
That's why I made sure to like go back in and put a muff on it.
Yeah. She's in New York.
She disappeared
I know.
without saying anything.
Oh.
You're like preparing? Yes. You're like preparing? She's like, yes, but I work.